Every year, bike manufacturers compete to produce the best motorcycle. However, there can only be one winner. Stay tuned to find out which. Welcome to Motorcycle Live, the Toys R Us for adults, the biggest bike show of the year, a place where you can kick back, go for broke, and talk about how I wouldn't have built that bike that way, but it is what it is. So coming in at spot number 10 is the Italjet Dragster. Now, in the late 2019, an Italian company, Italjet, revealed that they were going to make an unconventional 4-stroke twist and go. Now, the bike's available in both a 125 and a 200cc. Now, since then, the company has taken thousands of orders worldwide. Now, this bike made my top 10 because I absolutely adore companies and designs that push the boundaries in motorcycling. And let's be honest, if you ever wanted to know what my personality looked incorporated into a bike, I have no doubt that it would look something a little bit like this. Sleek, bold, but hella weird to look at. Now, in number 9, we have the Honda Goldwing, specifically the GL 1800 Tourer. Now, I know what you're thinking. Saffron, why? Well, you see, the Goldwing has been a flagship of long-distance luxury, and its engineering prowess has been well established since first introduced into the 70s. Now, the bike still remains incredibly popular, and the GL 1800 comes with 125 brake horsepower and 45.1 foot-pounds of torque. Now, it's widely known in the community as the motorcycle for car drivers. However, this biker was highly intrigued and had to jump over and take a look. Now, this bike has already become insanely popular since 2016, and now with a radical weight reduction, double wishbone front suspension, brand new flat blah 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 blah, I'm more than certain sales will continue to rise. Not quite sure, but people really like it. Now, in number 8, we have the Harley Davidson Pan America. Now, originally announced back in 2018, the Pan America originally faced an uncertain future. However, after being given the green light, the motorcycle finally went into production. Now, the new adventure bike comes in 2 different flavors, the Pan America 1250 and the Pan America 1250 Special Loaded with extra features. Now, at the heart of both models is the new Revolution Max 1250 engine, a liquid-cooled V-twin pumping out 150 horse brake power and 94 foot-pounds of torque. Now, what's really unusual about the Pan America, and the reason it did make it into my top 10, is that Harley-Davidson introduced an industry-first adaptive rider height. Now, this is extremely intriguing. I had to check it out. It's very unusual, and well, here we are in number 8. In spot number 7, we have the Honda Grom. Now, no top 10 list would ever be complete without mentioning this iconic toy boy, the Honda Grom. Whilst every manufacturer is going harder, faster, stronger, this zippy engine isn't struggling to keep up with sales along the big boys. This bike comes with a magical 9.7, almost 10 horsepower and 7.7 foot-pound of torque. Now, you're technically getting 10% of the power of a premium sports bike. However, that hasn't stopped these machines flying off the shelf. Honda's still sold almost 1 million Groms worldwide, thanks to its cult-like community and endless aftermarket customization. Now, on to spot number 6. I knew that I wanted to include a Ducati in my top 10 list, but honestly, I've been fighting against myself over which particular model. V4, Monster. V4, Monster. V4, Monster. Streetfighter it is. Now, this isn't the first baby Streetfighter Ducati has had in their stables, and let's hope it isn't the last. But let's be honest, who doesn't love a good-looking, naked motorcycle? And after all, fairings are overrated anyway. Now, the Ducati Streetfighter V2 follows in the footsteps of its V4 sister. Got the feel, looks, and even the noise of a V4 without the headline grabbing and intimidating power. And more importantly, without the price. After all, more rumble for your queens is always a winning combination in my books. Now, in spot number 5, we have the BMW M4 RR. Now, BMW were traditionally famous for their performance-enhancing cars. However, this craftsmanship didn't just stop here. Now, this Beamer is one of the most advanced European-made motorcycles available on the market, and it's the most exciting model in the BMW range. The incredible Road Wizard produces up to 212 horsepower and 83 pound-feet of torque. Now, it's no lie that this bike is clearly a premium sports bike, and with it being BMW's most powerful motorcycle, you might be fooled into thinking that this is a track weapon. However, surprisingly, it's completely street legal, earning its place in number 5. In spot number 4, we have the Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro. Now, Ducati had 2 new Scrambler models at the NEC, including one with a very retro styling. Now, the new 2022 Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro, that's quite a mouthful, pays homage to its ancestries with a 1000cc air-cooled L-twin and 86 horsepower with 66.5 pound-feet of torque engine. Now, this bike made my top 10 list because honestly, I saw it and instantly fell in love with it. I've said this previously, I love seeing manufacturers pushing boundaries and trying new things, but there's just something very magical about this mellow yellow bike which sat really well with me, earning its place in number 4. Now, in spot number 3 is the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S. Now, something that was very apparent for me this weekend was the fact that I've naturally been gravitating towards adventure bikes, and the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S is quite the upgrade from its predecessor, and boasts an engine size of 1300, a sledgehammer hit of 160 brake horsepower, and 102 pounds-foot of torque. This V-twin was built to make the ground shake. And with that in mind, this is why I've decided to place this bike at number 3. So in spot number 2, we have the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. Now, the 2022 Triumph Sport 660 is a middleweight adventure sports model, claiming its class-leading power and low cost of ownership. Now, this Tiger is an entry point for larger and more adventure-ready riders. I don't know who that could be, but it sounds really good. Now, the bike boasts 80 horsepower at 47 pounds-foot of torque. Now, for me, the reason that this bike earned its place in number 2 is because it's an accessible machine. It's a middleweight tourer and it's available for a variety of riders, regardless of your height, weight, and or gender. Now, it's no secret as to why this bike is going to be in high demand. With the combination of being very accessible and looking fantastic, it's a winning combination for the bike market. Now, in place number 1, we have the Suzuki SV650. If you thought that I was going to say anything other than my own motorcycle, which I own as number 1, you're mistaken. Now I can sleep easy knowing I own the best, superior motorcycle on the internet according... Just kidding. In place number 1, we have the Zero FXE. Now, cue the angry petrol lovers for the controversial decision of a Zero motorcycle, which I shall now take it upon myself to rename to Foxy. Now, when I came to this Zero Zoomy, the truth is it really hit a nerve with my inner child. I saw this bike and I was instantly transported back to the numerous sci-fi movies that I watched as a child. I've said it a few times, I like experimental machines and electric bikes are no exception. Whether you like electric bikes or not, you cannot deny that this Zero Zoomy is visually stunning. Now, the Zero Foxy is a 125 equivalent with 78 foot-pounds of torque. The Foxy has a standard charge time of 9.2 hours and a range of 100 miles. And whilst this may not be your next big tourer machine, it's certainly perfect for urban environments and new riders. And let's be honest, guys, I'm a little bit strange. I like a little bit strange bikes, so don't shoot me in the comment section. Go for it. I'll see you in the comment section. I'll fight you.
And there we have it. There are my top 10 motorcycles for 2022. Now, if you want to see more great bike content, don't forget to hit subscribe. Until next time, ride safe, stay crazy. I'm Safi Sprocket, signing off. (2022). I'm not talking to myself.
Sorry, darling. Peace. Take 2.